Um, Hello. Trying to think of how to start this. So the basics. My name is Leon. I suffer from agoraphobia, or agoraphobia, as I often mispronounce it. I suffer from depression and anxiety, and quite frankly, I've had enough. I have been struggling with agoraphobia for 20 years now. What brought it along was a huge mental breakdown, and well, quite frankly, I mental health in this country. I live in the UK. And mental health in this country, especially at the time, wasn't really that good. It wasn't anywhere near what it was like now. I went to my doctor, excuse me, on several occasions, and he didn't even tell me what was wrong with me. So I hadn't really no idea what was wrong with me. The condition got worse. My partner at the time dumped me, and I ended up living with a friend for a few months, and then I ended up where I am now, and that was in 2005. It's now 2025. I'm a little better than I was, but quite frankly, I am sick to death of it. The reason why I ended up with agoraphobia was in 2000. My partner at the time was pregnant. She gave birth 3.5 months premature to my son Joseph. Unfortunately, though, he passed away 10 days later on the 25th of March. I didn't deal with it well. I didn't actually tell anyone that I wasn't dealing with it well either. I pushed it all down, and I hid my true feelings from it. And it just festered, and it just sat in the back, and it just carried on going and going. Sorry. And yeah, I might go into more details at a different time, but I don't really. It's still painful after all this time, because again, I never really dealt with the grief or anything like that. Then in 2002, my daughter was born, and then I didn't deal with. She was also premature as well, and I didn't deal with that very well, because obviously I was just thinking about Joseph all the time, and I just didn't want to think about it, didn't want to cope, and then in 2004, I had a breakdown. Everything in my life at the time was going to crap. I'm pretty certain my partner was cheating on me, because she was always going out with someone and always talking about him. My job was going under. They'd gone into receivership, and it was looking bleak for that. So I'd have to find work soon. My partner was sort of baby mad, and I think the loss of Joseph, really affected her quite a lot as well, because she wouldn't really let me look after Elizabeth that much. Whenever I did, I was always doing anything wrong, and I got yelled at, and just basically told off and what not to do. I would sleep on the sofa rather than the bed, because she insisted on having Lizzie in the bed with us, and I roll a lot, and I didn't want to squash my own daughter because I couldn't bear losing another child. And then one day when I was coming home from work, I got bitten by a dog, and that was it. I couldn't cope with going outside anymore. There were a few times before that where I did feel a little uncomfortable sort of going outside. I used to sort of start to feel like my mouth was dry, and I was starting to swallow my tongue, my palms would become sweaty, my heart would become racing, and I have no idea what was going on. I went to the doctors time and time again, and again, even though the symptoms were clearly obvious that I was having anxiety problems, nothing was said about it. Nothing was mental health or sort of anything like that. He prescribed me, after the breakup and after I was running things, I got prescribed some fluoxetine, which did to begin with work, but then that quickly just ended up. I just ended up feeling tired, and the anxiety would get worse. I've had therapies. I've had lots of therapies time and time again. I've talked to people, but there is a big problem in this country with mental health. There's too many problems, or too many people with the problems, and there's not enough people to deal with the problems. So when you apply for sort of therapy or things like that, you tend to have to wait quite a long time, months, in fact, and then when you do, you get 6 sessions. Most counsellors and therapists will push to get more, but unfortunately, the most you'll ever really get is 12. I did have quite a good sort of start getting better in 2019, but then COVID happened in 2020, and it just locked me back inside, and just undid everything and made me paranoid, and then there's a whole brand new set of problems came on top of that. I feel like I'm rambling. Again, I'll probably go into more details about all these different things later on. This channel is basically for me. It's so I can keep a track of myself. I have been starting to go out. I have been pushing myself a little bit more harder. That's good English. Jesus, I've been pushing myself a little bit harder to get out there and to start getting myself better. But unfortunately, without someone to talk to and without someone to sort of to report back to, I feel like I'm struggling. One of the reasons why I did so well in 2019 is because I had a fantastic counsellor called Stella, and she was absolutely brilliant, and she was very encouraging, and I could use her as a bouncing pad. I don't really want to use my friends or my family as bouncing pads, because it's not fair to put this on them. They have their own problems. So I'm going to use myself as a bouncing pad, I think. And I'm going to document all this to hopefully track how well I do, to encourage me to do well, and hopefully it'll be a log for anyone who's like me, who has problems with anxiety, agoraphobia, and everything like that, that to show you you're not alone, that this crap is horrendous, and hopefully there's a way out. Not hopefully there's a way out. That's negative thinking, and that's the wrong way of thinking. There is a way out, and I'm going to get a way out. I'm going to do this, quite frankly, because I need to. So I think what I'm going to do, or what this channel is going to be aimed at doing, is I'm going to go on a diet, because I've got fat. Quite frankly, I got fat and chubby. I used to be skinny as a rake. I used to be really, really skinny, and I used to bike everywhere. I used to walk everywhere. But that was 20 years ago, and sitting on my backside, getting as much exercise as I could inside. The depression, everything, you just eat, and you just comfort eat, and you don't care, so you don't look after yourself. So I do have, like, I've got back issues now. I've got issues with my feet. I've got really horrendous teeth, because I haven't been to the dentist in 20 years. They hurt most of the time. Sometimes it can be incredibly painful to talk. It's really hard to eat on one side, and it's really affecting it's just really affecting my mental health in a negative way. And I'm going to try and use this channel as a positive, to try and get forward. So I'm going to document everything I do. I think that's what I need to do for me. I need to end on a positive note. I can do this. I got close in 2019. I got incredibly close in 2019, and I need to do this for me. I need to do this for my partner. I need to do this for my friends. I need to do this so I can actually be free, so I can get my life back. Because believe me, 20 years of absolute 20 years is a long goddamn time to be stuck in one place. I hate where I live. I hate all these walls. You're going to see throughout the thing, there's crap everywhere in my flat, because I just can't bear to look at the walls. This isn't positive. I've upset myself. Bollocks to it. This is the whole point of this. It's going to be as raw as possible. So, this is for me. I need out. I'm going to get out. I'm going to be positive. I'm going to push forward, and I'm going to get back on my feet. And I'm going to upload every day. I can do this. Got so close in 2019 and 2020. So close. And then COVID knocked on my door and went, nope. The government locked us all in. Like the one time it actually worked. I got slammed back inside. Like, come on. Oh, God, Lord. Oh, But yeah, I can do this. I'm gonna do it. So I'll update tomorrow. I'll probably do it in landscape mode tomorrow as well, because I've just noticed I recorded all these in portrait. And that's just gonna bug the crap out of me.